How's it going, guys? Tub Gaming here, and I just wanted to say thank you guys once again for the support. I know I thank you in every freaking video, but you guys are just really awesome. So I'm going to be playing a bit of Left 4 Dead here. I just got the game, so well, I got it a while ago, but I just started playing. So this is a bit of that. I'm going to try and keep my dogs under control from now on because it's really annoying having the click-clack in the background. And I hope you guys appreciate some of the content I'm putting out. I'm putting out a variety, seeing what you guys like, seeing what I like doing. So far, I like a little bit of everything. So, yeah, this is just podcast number 2. I guess it's just commentary, whatever, over the gameplay, but you know what. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. See ya soon. Peace.
How's it going, boys? Tub Gaming here, and today we're gonna be talking about some interesting things. This is gonna be podcast episode 2. I'm here with my boy Jacob. He's gonna be joining me just like he did in the last podcast, the first episode, and that was actually really fun to record, just talking with him. I found it fun, so I'm gonna start doing it. We're gonna come up with some podcast names soon. Yeah, we'll see where we go from there. Alright, now it's first thing in the podcast, we're gonna get into a would you rather round, and we're just gonna start spitting questions. Next is gonna be the regular question asking round, and then yeah, we'll see where we go from there. If we want extra time, maybe put it into a part 2 podcast, episode 2.5 or something, whatever. Alright, let's get right into it. Jacob?
Hello. Kind of a shitty guitar intro to be honest.
No. He's like the freaking best, dude. He can play Stairway to Heaven, you know?
No copyright infringement.
Alright. Do you have any would you rather questions you'd like to ask, or would you like me to start right into it?
I feel like you should start us off first.
Alright. Would you rather have a crab clamp at your fingers for a year?
Oh god, that's awful.
Or have 2 of your toes cut off? Any 2.
Oh! Like, would I, suffer... it's hard to go into detail because, you didn't really make the question, but the real question here is, would, I lose circulation and lose those fingers?
No, you just keep on constantly feel the pain. Or you'd lose 2 toes.
I feel like if I lost those 2 toes, I'd have, no balance, right? And that'd be rip the sports career. I'm big into sports and stuff, so I feel like coming out strong here, Mr. Crab,
is
gonna be the shitty way to go. Rippy dippy. I don't need fingers anyways.
Well, while you think of a question, I also kind of think that I'm
just hang with a few questions.
Yeah, all right. I think I'd go with the crab too. Honestly, I don't want to lose any of my body parts. I'm kind of using them all at the moment. Kind of need them right now. Maybe in the future, not. You know what I'm saying. But yeah,
right, John.
For right now, I'm using them, so I guess I'd go through that pain for a year.
My question to you, a little weird, a little freaky.
Oh.
So.
Gone wrong, gone sexual.
Gone wrong, Frank in the Hood, gone sexual. Would you rather, it's a little awkward because, your parents are they're different beside us, but would you rather watch your parents have sex every day for the rest of your life?
Ooh.
Or just join him one time and get it all over with?
Well, I bet my dad just takes 2 minutes, so I'd just rather watch, because it's 2 minutes a day. That's not too bad.
You're a
all right, next.
You're a savage.
What about you, Mr. Jacob? Sawman.
Okay, fire me the question.
All right, ask the next question, Jacob.
Okay, so mine's going to be a little sketchy here. Would you rather use eye drops made of vinegar?
Oh, no.
Or toilet paper made of sandpaper?
Toilet paper made of sandpaper, definitely. Because the vinegar could, make you lose your eyesight. Honestly. I have a strap for that, too. Kind of, turn the sandpaper into kind of, a cup shape. And just scoop it out of your butt.
I feel like John has had some practice with sandpaper, toilet paper, so...
What about you?
I feel, personally, because, I don't use eye drops that often. That's kind of cheating, but if I had to do one or the other, I'd definitely use the eye drops.
Oh, really?
Because vision, who needs it,
Yeah, no, obviously. It's a simple, nobody needs to see.
Yeah.
A blind person listening to this podcast, yeah, preach.
Yeah, exactly. It's these guys are my heroes.
You don't need to see to be loved.
Oh.
How can your eyes be real when mirrors aren't? And whatever Jaden Smith said.
Oh my god, yeah. Getting real deep. Gone to the soul.
All right. I got one for you. Would you rather wear a snowsuit in the desert or be naked in Antarctica? I feel like
Oh.
I'd do the snowsuit.
Yeah,
be honest.
I'm gonna agree with you here on this
Like,
one.
cause then at night it gets cold too, so you could kind of bundle up.
Exactly, you know, you'd be set then. But I mean, at that
I feel
point,
like you'd pass out from heat exhaustion though, but on the other extreme, you'd also like die from like cold.
yeah, I feel like as long as you had enough water, you know, to keep rehydrating yourself, I'd definitely go snowsuit, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, get protected from all that, like the sunburn too, even. So that's kind of a win-win. With the shitty, you know, constantly sweating. All right, my question to you is, okay.
All right.
Sorry, I was just kind of thinking there. My question to you, my friend, is: would you rather experience a sharp pain in your side each time somebody calls your name,
Okay.
or every time you get a mad erection? It's like a bell sounds like a chime.
Oh,
You know.
like in the too
Like-
much Family Guy
like
references,
a
but like in the
ding.
Family Guy episode, like when
Yeah.
they're
Oh
like,
yeah. You're right.
all right. I feel like I'd do the sharp pain in my side whenever I was like called, because then I'd just like kind of cheating my way out of it here. I'd be like, you know what? Call me by my nickname, Joe Juanathan. So that, like, whenever
That's
someone's
true.
calling Joe Juanathan, like, they're not calling John. Ding! Oh, my side. Oh wait, I dinged at the wrong one.
Exactly. Yeah.
I guess
No
I'm
worries,
a,
man, no
I guess I'm a
worries.
necrophiliac. I like myself so much.
Okay.
All right, Jake.
Dead bodies going sexual in the prank.
All right,
Social
Mr.
experiment.
Sawman.
All right.
I'm gonna just keep calling you that. until
No,
it's done.
please, no. So I think I've come to the conclusion. As comical as it would be, and you know, a little awkward, I'd still have to go with the, you know, every time I, you know, was aroused, you know, quotation marks, there would be, what the fuck is that? Sorry. There would be, you know, a chime sound, because, you know, it's kind of funny, and I feel like no one would understand for the longest time. Yeah, maybe your partner would get it, like, what the fuck's going on, right? But I mean, you still kind of be like, what? It'd just be more of like a prank than anything, I guess.
I think
Kinda
like that'd
stupid.
be a good party trick. You'd be like, oh
Yeah.
yeah,
You're like-
oh baby,
Yeah.
watch this, ding.
Oh my god!
Like
Yeah.
everyone's looking around. What was that bell sound? I just got a hard on.
Yeah, it's like, oh,
Well, that's interesting. Yeah, I'm gonna go. Would you rather save someone and be punished for it, or kill someone and just completely get away with it and nobody ever know?
so this is kind of tricky. You know, this is playing into my personal life. This is getting deep here. I personally feel that as crazy it would be to get off scot-free, you know, it's like, do I really want that just for the price of ending someone's life, you know, or saving someone and talking, you know, a consequence for such
Yeah,
an,
like
a
let's say
consequence.
like you go to jail for like 10 years.
Okay. All right. So that'd be our consequence. It's pretty challenging. No one wants to go to jail. That's why it's such a shitty
Yeah,
punishment.
especially because you saved someone. It's like, why am I being punished? I feel like as long, I don't want to say I'm a murderer or anything.
Exactly.
But like, as long as the person A wanted to die, B was a terrible person,
Yeah.
and C it was like not with my own hands. Like I didn't have to look. Like if I could just like shoot them blindfolded. But I know that's not. I'd probably just go to prison. Like honestly.
Yeah,
save
I would love
someone.
to say that myself too. But
It's so hard to take someone else's life, though. It's
exactly,
like-
that's the thing. I think bad guy Jacob's gonna come out here. He's gonna get a lot of hate for this in the
just
free
all
comments.
Akbar, you know,
gonna-
gone wrong, gone sexual. All
Yeah, I
throughout
think
the
I'd have
school.
to either. Yeah, I'm gonna end someone's life here. I feel like they'd either have to be a horrible person, or like John said, they'd want to die. Otherwise, I would definitely go to jail. I was like,
If
okay.
you could wake up tomorrow in someone else's body, who would it be and why?
Oh, this is an interesting question. This literally brings, live a life in this person's shoes to the next level. So with that in mind, I feel like there's a lot of conflict in this person's life, so it'd be interesting to see on his side of things. I'm gonna go Mr. Donald Trump here. Mr. Donald Trump. It'd be interesting to be a presidential candidate and not have my own, potential catastrophic, like people going into my life, like ripping it apart, looking for dirty little secrets, etc. Just roasting me, right? So, but not having to worry about myself in this position to see what it feels like to a degree would be interesting.
And you get small loans of $1 million all the time, Jacob. Like, come on. Obviously, Donald Trump's the right answer.
I mean, I feel like if I could get a small loan of $1 million, like, what could be wrong? Net worth like $37 billion or whatever it is.
The only thing is you're gonna have to be fighting off the lust to do your own daughter.
Yeah, that and like building a wall for Mexico.
All right. I'm gonna move away from politics.
No politics.
And
I'm talking about Canadian or American politics as a Canadian. Okay.
Oh yeah. Literally knowing probably more than some of them. Some of them 12-year-olds spewing it on the internet.
Right.
Just kidding. I love you guys. You're probably like 90% of my view base, other than the people from home. But yeah, like I think if I could wake up in someone's body tomorrow, it could be like I'd probably just go, Bill Gates and send the old me some money. Kind of cheapen my way out of it there.
Hooking yourself up, daddy.
Just like send myself some love letters every once in a while. If it's one day, then I just send a whole bunch of money. But you know what? I just definitely didn't see Jacob pull out his phone with a great would you rather question. I thought of this all myself. Have Cheeto fingers for the rest of your life?
Like, the dust on your fingers?
Have a popcorn kernel stuck in the back of your throat for the... Oh my god, Cheeto fingers. I keep on licking that, dude.
Yeah, I mean, I say this now. Cheeto fingers would be great. But, like, hey, nice to meet you,
Oh.
And it's like, Cheeto fingers, like, oh, no, I swear.
But on the other spectrum, it's like... Nice to meet you. Sorry, I just...
like, dying. Yeah, that's true. Both of these are very, very awful questions, or very awful scenarios. There's no good way to look at it, but I feel like Cheeto fingers is I couldn't just deep throat popcorn for the rest of my life. It's not a thing I could do.
I feel like the Cheeto fingers, like I'd have to get past it. I'd be like, it's a condition. You have to accept me for the way I am. Put on gloves, wear those. Problem solved. Well, all right. So we're on to part 2 now. I guess we kind of did one not would you rather question in between there, but whatever.
Spice things up.
Let's go into a little bit of a story. All right. So Mr. Jacob and I on the first day of school, right? We're sitting at our desks.
Oh no!
I turn around. I see him. Meet him. Right. We talk a bit, and then so the teacher. At this point, it's like this teacher. I won't get into detail, but he got kicked out for like slanging on Arabian kids. Literally, no joke. Like he called someone like a Punjabi or whatever, and he got kicked out of the school. But that was
10 school.
Anyway, so yeah, we're just sitting in class, right? Mr. Jacob and I, and there's this kid there. We're gonna call her, let's say, the J-Man. So, Mrs. J-Man over here was a bit of a bigger lady, but at the same time a shorter lady, if you know what I mean. She was a bit plump, bit tub gaming. Why don't you take this away, Mr. Jacob?
Alright, so Mrs. Dora the Explorer here, and you'll find out why I call her that shortly. The J-Man was an interesting character. She looked like she just came out of Dora the Explorer with her safari hat on, got the glasses, rocking these nice curvy sweatpants.
Don't forget about the Crocs, dude.
Oh, that's socks and Crocs. Nothing but the best from the J-Man. So the J-Man here, first day in class, John and I just recently met each other. We were, talking, and attendance was going on, this is like grade 11, is it calling on name casually, everyone's having their own conversation, right? And, lo and behold, we hear the J-Man's name called, the J-man's name called? English.
Let's just say the teacher went like this. J-man? J-man.
Oh, I prefer to go by the name Billy fucking Mays. So, we're all sitting here like, what the fuck? Everyone stops.
Like the whole class is just like...
We're like, no, there must have been a mistake. And he's like, pardon? He's like, I prefer to go by Billy Mays. Just call me Billy Mays.
Even the teacher's like laughing at this point. Like
we're all like, what the fuck?
And J-Man over here has a voice like, hello, I prefer to be called Billy Mays. Like I can't even describe it. I can't even do it, like, because it's so weird. Like, her voice sounds like a cat stuck in her throat, maybe. And
the
it's like
popcorn kernel, man.
Yeah, the popcorn kernel.
Popcorn kernel.
Oh, dude. And this girl had some real problems. I had her in my English class. AP, might I just toot my own horn? Honk, honk. So I had her in my English class, right? You know, she clearly didn't belong there. And she'd just draw every day like anime. And the teacher always had to stop her and tell her, no, you need to do your work. And that was like in math, too. She was in our maths class. Oh, dude.
Pre-cal for days.
Pre-cal, yeah.
Patting herself on the back here.
Meanwhile, getting like,
yeah,
getting by.
It's like...
Oh man, she was like freaking just weird. Speaking of school though, like, you know, the school system's but like
the education.
Planning on what I'm gonna be after school. I was planning on being an electrical technician. I don't know where that came up from. In Calgary, I did like a lot of work with my stepbrother, and I just kind of found it cool, and it was like just something to fucking do, right? I kind of like the work. You guys in the comments, tell me what you want to be, even though nobody's gonna participate. But you know, whatever.
I'll participate, man.
Thank you. All right. Next question, Jacob. I guess not a question. I guess next story. But I guess we can move on to next question if you want. You want to go question?
Story or question, man? It's up to you. Very organized podcast, guys.
Obviously, we're a grade A podcast, dude. I don't know where else you were getting your content before, but scrap that away. All right, Jacob. We're going to go with just a theme for this little section of the podcast. First times. You ready?
Oh, God, first time.
All right. Let's just think of something real quick. Ready? 3, 2, 1. First time playing video games. All right. I don't know if Jacob remembers this, but for me, I don't really remember the first game I played or like the first time really. But I do remember my little Game Boy Advance, the first real gaming system, other than my little Leapfrog that I had. You know, had that OG Leapfrog. I'd play that all the time. I knew that. But like, I guess like I really got into Pokemon Emerald.
Oh my god.
Got really into that. Played through the game so many times. Like, I remember like laying on my mom's bed, watching TV, you know, just playing Pokemon, right? My sister there, she's watching cartoons, getting mad at me. We're watching this cartoon chowder. That's one of my memories, you know. I also remember GameCube. That was one of my first games. I love GameCube, man. All right.
That was a good system.
What about you, fam? What about you?
My first game was on the legendary Nintendo 64 system.
Ooh.
It was the cartridge. Wasn't already in the game. So basically, I was at my friend's house. You know, this is the first one I can remember at least, and I'm pretty attached to it nowadays even. So I go to his house. You know, the cartridge is already in the game. Buddy goes, I'm gonna call him, you know, for sake of anonymity. I don't know the words. I'm gonna call him Guy. Okay, so Guy here was a great guy, and you know he went to the bathroom. He was like, "Hey man, just throw on a game." So I was like, you know, we're both like 6, so you know it wasn't so casual. So basically, he runs to the bathroom. You know, I start playing this game, right? You know, this game was The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time.
Oh,
man. I'm pretty big on the Zelda franchise. I'm really attached to it. Just nostalgia. So basically, you know, I'm in the game. We start playing it, right? And then it hits me. I don't know how to fucking read. And for those of you who don't know that game, you know, like that game is all about a texting game because you know it's not, you don't hear characters like speaking with actual dialogue. You have to read the text bubbles, and it's like, oh my god. So I learned to read because of Legend of Zelda, and I have that to thank for my lovely inquisitive mind. I would say so. My first game was Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. The feels that come with it, talking about it, thinking about it, like watching playthroughs, man, just like the feels, you know. Yeah, it took me a whole year to beat that game because I was like 6. Whenever you learn to start reading, I just
Dude,
know that.
you know what I hate? Playing a game halfway through and then having to pick it up way later and restart your file, and then you don't want to play that tutorial and you don't want to do that
Hmm.
like halfway because you just want to get back to your point.
Right.
Oh, dude, I hate that.
Yeah, it's pretty rough.
Sorry for interrupting the
No,
end of
no,
your
no, no
story,
worries,
but
dude. No, it's just there's no other ways to end it. Legend of Zelda, great game. Would recommend any game from that franchise. Not sponsored or anything. Yeah, not,
sponsor. He used hacks, aimbot.
yeah.
What a fag!
Nah, totally.
wrecked. 360 no scope.
I would say lock yourself in your basement for 3 days, get some Mountain Dew, some Doritos, and you're good.
Dude, honestly, if I could like just sit in a basement, with a master PC gaming setup,
Right,
like
the
with
dream.
Mountain Dew, Dr Pepper, Doritos, like freaking Cheetos, ketchup chips.
What?
Screw you guys back
For
in.
us, for us Canadians.
Like, I like ketchup chips to an extent. They're whatever.
They're meh. You know.
They're not like really good, but whatever. Us Canadians putting ketchup on chips. What
'Cause-
weird guys.
Right?
Tooting my Canadian horn.
AA.
AA.
I don't even know how to. Moving on.
For our next verse, we're gonna do first time playing guitar. Alright. Jacob, do you want to start off, or do you want me to start off?
I feel like you should take this one because mine's not much of a
Jesus,
story.
take the wheel. All
Take
right.
the wheel, fam.
Mine's not too interesting of a story. All right, so this has got a few parts to it. Let's start off in part A. All right, I don't know my exact age. I'm probably about 9 or 10. My neighbors throw out this old broken ass guitar. Right, so John decides this looks cool. Let's take it from their garbage. All right, so I take that.
Rats,
I take it into I take it into my room. I just start strumming. Right, there's like 4 chords on it left. Like it's like broken up. The freaking I don't
Thanks, man.
everything's like broken on it basically. I like hid it under my bed for about 2 months, and then I finally threw it out, and I was like, you know what, I'm done with this. I'm not gonna like be able to play, right? Because I never knew like you had to do it in different positions. I thought you just strummed and put your hand over it. And then and then eventually, on my mom's and stepdad's wedding day, or not wedding day, like a few weeks before, they got me for some reason a wedding gift.
You're
Feel
playing.
more comfortable with my stepdad or something. But I guess it kind of worked for a bit. But then I kind of don't like him anymore that much. Like he doesn't like me. Kind of got into a huge fight when I left for Souk. I keep on saying that I'm such a sad, depressed kid. Click that like button if you've ever felt sad ever. Asking for likes, begging for likes, yo.
Hey, man.
Pleading. All right. Boy Jacob's gonna play Clash of Clans while I speak. That's fine,
Yeah,
thought-
man. Yeah, dude. We can clash this
All
day,
right.
dude.
But yeah, and then like I got a present Spider-Man guitar. I was like, oh cool, and it was an
Oh,
electric
fucking
guitar.
Built-in amps,
Yeah,
yeah,
it was
bad
like,
boys.
and then I got like an amp and everything, and like freaking, it was nice. So like I got a little guitar starter book. I learned to play by myself. I learned a few chords, and that's really. That's not when I first started actually playing. Because when I first started doing songs, was really when I found out like all my friends like playing guitar and everything, and I was like, you know what? Let's jump on the bandwagon. So I'm like, I just started. I started with a few notes and everything, picking up from where I started off, and then my friend Dan gave me some lessons. Right, he kind of helped me, and then yeah, from there I started playing. I'm not too good at all. Like I can barely play notes. I can learn songs, but
Sorry, I'm just orgasming with this lovely bass.
all right, Jacob, your turn. First time playing guitar.
Alright, let me just tie up this beautiful grade here. Alright, my first time playing guitar, it dates back quite a while ago. I couldn't give you a specific date. I've been playing for about 6-7 years now, self-taught mostly. So basically, I was living in a small town, about 10,000 population, roughly the size of the town I'm living in now, right? And, I don't want to expose too much, but basically, it was going good. Life was great. And, so I was like, I want to try something new, right? So, I don't know why it came to my mind, why I thought this would be a thing to do. But guitar was the first thing that came to my mind. I wanted to get out there more. Not that I was like an introvert. It isn't doing my thing, but I was just kind of like getting by. School, playing sports, basic stuff. So I got into guitar because I'm pretty big on like the old music, right, with a lot like heavy guitar in it. So I thought that'd be a cool thing, right? And then so basically there's an old little guitar shop, right, in our town. It's like 2 guitars in it. They teach lessons. So I go hit up this guitar shop. I start talking to them. Where's a good place to buy a guitar? What's a good thing to buy a guitar with? Or not with. What's a good guitar to buy? And so I learned all these things. I bought a cheap, shitty guitar, and then with this, I started learning. For like the first year, I learned how to read music from a classical guitar shop because they taught like classical music, right? And so I just learned to play, and read notes. And then ever since then, like a year later, I dropped the lessons and started just self-teaching myself, off the internet. Use my other buddies' knowledge to play guitar. And that one thing led to another. Now I've just been playing like 6-7 years. Pretty big part of my life, and real deep here. That's about it. Don't really know how to conclude that, to be honest.
All right. Well, it's been a good podcast. It's already capping off, or at least for this counter, at the 26-minute mark. Probably a bit less. Probably like 24-minute mark on the actual counter. So we're gonna go now. Make sure to click that like button. I know I've been asking about it a lot, but there's probably just 4 of you listening, so I'll do it about 4 times. Hope to get each of your attention. So yeah, I love the support that like all you guys from Calgary give and everything, and you guys are really nice with my videos. Yeah, I'm hoping to get some proper channel art soon. Begging one of my friends to do that. She's she's really good at art, so it's gonna be nice. Love having talented friends. Even Jacob with guitar. Plays Stairway to Heaven like a beast. Plays ball like a beast. Jeez, we were on the court today. Oh my god. Just these 4 guys were like, "You want a 3v3, right?" And we were like, "Yeah, sure." Like, we had to go back into this school in a bit.
Wait.
Gonna tell that story a bit later.
Oh yeah.
That's a story to save. But yeah. So he just wrecked in ball. He scored every point on his team.
Thanks for the shout out, man.
God.
John
All
here
right.
also carrying his team, I must say.
All right, you know what? I was shitty still, but the shitty carries still works.
You still carried your team, fam. That was good.
I probably got like 2 shots in out of the 3.
You have your whole team's 3 points. No one. That was good. It was good.
All right. Well, we're gonna go. Thanks, guys. Peace.